Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and since it's Women's History Month, I'm here today to talk to you about Queen of Swords Season 1, Episode 1, Destiny. I've been wanting to talk about this show for the longest time. It came out either in 2000 or 2001, and it was basically a female Zorro show. And it was really good. Set in 1817 in Alta, California, also known as Spanish California. And so, like, this series had amazing acting. The setting was gorgeous and felt real. I believe they filmed in Madrid, and like you really felt like they were in Spanish California back in those days. Everything felt and looked so real. The people, the setting, the clothes, the sword fighting. And it's just like, but sadly, this show came to an end after season one. Why? Well, this show had way too many similarities to that of Zorro. I mean a lot. I mean, like the main character, Tessa, um, her father was named after one of the Zorros and everything. And so it's like, yeah, this show really pissed the people of Zorro off. Plus, they had like a project at that time. And this show was coming off, I think, 5 years after the Mask of Zorro when Antonio Banderas. So, of course, the people from Zorro filed a lawsuit. But somehow they lost, I believe. And I don't know how. So this is similar. I mean, boy, this is similar. But they lost and everything. But the damage was done, and they had to cancel the show. And it's quite a shame because it was so good. A lot of the episodes are on now on YouTube, and it's not on no streaming site. Ironically, Japan and Germany got the DVD, but not America because it's an American show. I don't know why, but they got it and we don't. Now, somebody who did upload it from the DVD. The DVD for some reason isn't like it's not Spanish language, but the writing is in Spanish. So, like when they say like executive produce and stuff like that, it's all like in Spanish, and the title of the name is different too, in Spanish. Now the intro, woo, I love the intro. It is beautifully sung. I love the clips they use. The song is called Behind the Mask. It is great. It is amazing. I'm a huge fan of TV show intros, which really pisses me off about modern day television because modern day television don't do intros no more. They do title cards. I miss a good intro. Sometimes the intro is so good, I'd rather watch the intro than just have to like watch the show. Now, back when this came out, I was either in my 12th year of high school or I was going into my first year of college. And I remember I recorded a lot of episodes. I still haven't seen every one yet. And I remember I was devastated when this show got canceled because it was in syndication and stuff. And trust me, it's great. The acting is great. Thor's wife is in this. Is the first time I ever saw her. I remember I was just like, "Whoa, man! Like you're Spanish? You got blonde hair? Like what's that about?" But ironically, I was just like I thought she was white and everything. But the actress who plays like Tessa Alvarado, she's played by Tessie Santiago, and ironically, she has blonde hair, or sometimes blondish brown. And she said, she knows how Hollywood likes the stereotypical like Latino roles, so she dyed her hair black. I thought she was a natural, like had black hair, but proved me wrong and everything. And she is phenomenal in this. I saw her in the Cell 2, a movie one time, and she needs more praise for this show because she did a great job and everything. And so, like a lot of people who was in this, I recognize two of the stars from Highlander. The dude who played Mythos and the dude who played Kronos, one of the Four Horsemen and stuff. And they was also joined by Elizabeth Grayson, who played Amanda on Highlander. She did like a guest star. There are a lot of famous people who guest star on this. David, what's the dude from the Kung Fu show? David, Card something. He guest starred in this. Daisy Frente. I can't say her last name. Frentes. She guest starred on this. Bo Derek. Sung Ali. She guest starred on this. And so, yeah, when I said this show copied like Zorro, like one of okay, Tessa's father was named Alejandro, which is one of the Zorro names. And so it makes you think, oh, Zorro's her dad. So I get why the people of Zorro was pissed. And so some of the people on this, Valentin Pelka, he played Captain Montoya. I think he's a British guy, and but he played like a Spain dude. I thought he was really from Spain, but this dude was amazing in this. Like he was so good, like it is phenomenal. And so some other people who was in this, Paulina Gavez, I think that's how you say her last name. She played a Marta, and Marta was kind of just like the house servant lady, maid type person to Tessa. She's all about card readings. Um, can't say this G word no more. What she is, I heard that word is offensive, but now they're known as like Roma people or Romy people and stuff like that. Um, let's see, Captain Grisham. He was played by Anthony Lakey, I think his name is. I can't really remember. Um, he plays like this ruthless, like captain of like the guard and everything. He's always like shooting people, and he hates the queen along with Montoya. And so the dude who played Mythos, he played like the doctor, but the doctor didn't show up in this episode. And God, I forgot his name. Um, yeah, I forgot the doctor's name. If I ever do another episode, then I'll say it then. But yeah, so interestingly enough, so when it comes to Tessa, she's been in Madrid for 5 years. Her dad sent her there. She hasn't seen her dad. While she's there, she secretly has been learning how to fence. Because, women aren't allowed to do stuff like that. So it starts off in this gorgeous, beautiful setting of her just like fencing and stuff. And she's learning from her instructor. And it's just, I love the foot movement, the hand movements. I love sword fighting. And while this is going on, her father is like running from Captain Grisham and the guards, and he is shot first in the shoulder when he falls off his horse. Grisham finishes him off with a last bullet. And so Marta goes to Tessa and with a letter, and she thinks her father's here in Madrid finally to see her. He's supposed to come. But no, it's a letter saying that her father has died. Heartbroken and upset, she travels back to California to take care of business, the family business, her home and stuff there. While they're on their way back to Tessa's home, they're like in a stagecoach, and it gets overrun by robbers. But Tessa recognizes the lead robber. It's a man, who used to be the manservant of her father who worked at her house. And she was shocked and surprised. She couldn't believe that he returned to her life for crime because she don't know what the world's been going on. And he tells her, his family's starving and all this other stuff. And of course, he doesn't work at the home no more because her dad's dead. So she gives him like a gold piece or a gold coin, whatever you call it. But then he is shot by Grissom. And she's pissed. And she's all like, why did you do that? He's like, because he robbed you and everything. And she's like, no, I gave him money. But Grissom's all like, yeah, right. Grissom just wants the man dead. He's like a dirty cop and everything. But the man is still alive. And he takes him back to be hung. Or executed, I should say. So when Tessa goes back to her house, she is escorted by Grisham. He tells her you have to pay the taxes on your house. If not, Montoya gets to keep it. Her house is in shambles. It is like a hurricane went through it or somebody broke in looking for something. She is devastated when she sees her mother's garden. Now, her mom's been dead for a long time. And her mom's garden hasn't been attended to because all the servants have left because nobody can get paid. So Tess is a very smart mouth like woman, and she starts mouthing off to Grisham. But Martha has to stop her because if not, there's no telling what will happen to her. But he tells her that Colonel Montoya wants her in the town hall meeting type thing, and he's having some like parade type thing in his honor. So she goes there. And when she goes there, she sees the man who tried to rob her former servant. So his wife is there trying to give him some water. And the guard doesn't want her to do that, but Tessa does it anyway. So she talks to Montoya. He's being his charming, sneaky, evil self. Now, in this show, Grisham, he is messing around with a woman, a very interesting woman, played by Thor's wife, um, Elsa Pataki. She plays she's like the wife of Adam. Adam is kind of like a very rich person in town. Who's ever in charge of that town, they go to the Doms to discuss business. Think of them as kind of like a council or like the Senate or something like that. And so her name is Vera, and he's been having an affair with her because she likes her husband. See, she married her husband because he's wealthy, not because of his looks, because he's older and bigger. And so she's messing around with Grisham, which Montoya knows and holds that against him to blackmail him. This is one reason why Grisham does all the bad stuff that he does, but also Grisham, he fled the war years ago and is a deserter, and Montoya knows that, so that's why he keeps him under his thumb and under like a leash type thing. And so at some point in time, Tessa wants to talk to Montoya about freeing that servant dude. But Montoya has other plans. He has him executed by gunshot, um, to her dismay. And she is pissed. He was going to execute the dude no matter what. He didn't care what she had to say. And tells her straight up, pay your taxes. Now we find out the reason why her house looked the way it did is because Montoya ordered Grisham to break into her home and look for the gold. They can't find it nowhere. And so they don't know where her father hid it. Tessa cannot believe within 5 years her hometown has went like crazy. She goes to visit the wife of the man who robbed her and then been executed. And she wants to know how her father died because it's just kind of strange. The rumor is he fell off his horse, but he's a prize champion horse rider. And so, because their whole family's aristocrats and stuff. And so the wife don't want to say nothing until Tessa gives her a gold piece. And so she's all like, talk to the Doms. And when she talks to the Doms, he tells her straight up, like, it's just best not to get in Montoya's way. Like, you're a woman, marry a rich man. Because, of course, that's the way they thought back in the 19th century. And so then all of a sudden, a boy is running from the guards. He tried to buy some bread with that gold piece she gave him. They don't believe that she gave it to him, and they arrest him, especially after he spits on Grisham that executed his father. So now the boy's been taken. And so Tessa, so it takes a little while for the hero of the show to come. So at some point in time, Tessa and Grisham they have like a date out on the beach. And it's very lovely. Like they're dressed all nice. It's a nice table, a nice cloth, and they're out there on the beach. And he's basically just telling her like how she can't pay her taxes and something about the goal. He's trying to figure out where is that. And even she doesn't know. You know what I'm saying? So then we see her at her father's gravesite, and she's talking to both him and her mother, because both their graves are together. She's so sad, she's so heartbroken. And all of a sudden, the ghost of her father talks to her, and she's talking to him, talking about, "You're not really my father. Why are you messing with me?" and everything. You know how people believed in those spirits back then. Now, this going on, Marta is playing around with her tarot cards, and she's looking at the Queen of Swords card and stuff. And so her father's all like, "Look alongside the beach, child, and you will see my avenging angel." And she just sees a woman riding a horse dressed in black. She can't really see her face or nothing. And then all of a sudden, this turned out to be a dream sequence, the entire thing. She was asleep the entire time. And she goes talk to Martha. Martha talks to her about like the tarot cards and this and that. Well, in the dream, her father told her go to like the cellar and look for a certain wine bottle. So as they go there, Martha's all like, "Well, at least we have something to drink tonight," and stuff. They plan on getting drunk. So then they go to. She grabs the wine bottle her father wanted her to get, but it's stuck. It turns out it's a handle to a secret cellar. Inside is all like her father's stuff: his sword, her mom's lace shawl, all this treasure type stuff. And hidden is gold pieces. Now she has the money to pay her taxes. So it was more like a premonition type dream and stuff like that, like a message from beyond the dead. Don't worry, no supernatural stuff happens in this show. And so Martha starts talking to her in her like very mysterious type way, and is all like, "Look into the mirror. What do you see?" And the tarot cards, they never lie. And the tarot card that's destined for you is that of the Queen of Swords. When Tessa looks into the mirror, she sees who she wants to become. This like masked avenger type person. She uses her mom's black lace shawl to like make out of a mask. And then all of a sudden we see her ride off towards like the jail cell to free like the boy. She's whooping on guards, and then Grisham comes in. Now her outfit's pretty cool. It's very female like. It's all black. There's cleavage showing. There's like a big red belt. She lets her hair long down, flowing, and she's wearing that lace mask. There's no cape, there's no hat to be like Zara. So it's like Zara, but in a more effeminate kind of way. So her and Grisham, they go at it with their swords, and it's a great sword fight. And so normally she's like on the show, she's really good at holding her own and beats everybody up. But then, because the men are a lot bigger than her, there are times she has like trouble and has to like use other stuff against them. And so she's about to lose until she takes her dagger and she puts it towards his crotch. Afraid of getting cut off, he turns around per her request, and then she knocks him out with his her sword. She frees the boy. They ride off, and she does this really cool thing. When she leaves a scene, she throws out her calling card, which is like a tarot card. And so, like, interestingly enough, um, what is it? Grisham and Montoya, they don't know who she is, but they want to get her killed. Now, this is what's so funny. The Queen of Swords has never shown up before. So they should know that, hey, there's this woman new in town with long black hair. Could it be her? The mask don't hide much. So the next day, she's all proud of herself, only to find out the boy's been recaptured. Why? He went back home late on that night, so they got him again. Now he's finna be hung. So Tessa makes like an excuse, pretends like to pass out, and she goes back into town as the Queen of Swords. The town people are cheering her on because they hate Montoya and Grisham. and she's fighting the guards like left and right, and she frees the boy. And the way they escaped is so amazing. She freed a bunch of horses, the guard horses, and they all start stampeding towards the crowd while she's on one of the horses and grabs the boy. She tells him don't go back home, and his mother will comfort him, so they have to now flee the state. She goes back home to hurry and get back home because Montoya is suspecting it might be her. So she's like laying down, talking about, oh, I'm still like tired from like passing out. She's underneath the covers, and she gives him the gold pieces to pay off with the taxes. He's pissed because he wanted that land. So he leaves, and all of a sudden she jumps out of bed, still wearing her costume on and everything. Classic Zorro. This was a great show. It was amazing. It was like good female empowerment and stuff. I remember when I was in college, I showed two of my friends, one female, one male. The female loved it, the male did not. He's all like, I don't like female empowerment, stuff like that. Yeah, but it's a great show. Happy Women's History Month, everybody. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.